Good morning and welcome to our weekly App State football press conference with head coach Sean Clark. The Mountaineers are facing East Carolina here in Boone at 3:30 on Saturday. Coach Clark will give us an opening statement and then we'll take questions from the media.
Again, great game this past Saturday in Chapel Hill. I thought our kids came out ready to play and went down there expecting to win the football game. Again, we came up showing the stick, but we have nothing to hang our hats about. And if we can keep competing the way we did Saturday, we have a chance to have a great season. And you look at the stats on offense, we had 494 yards of offense. Joey was 22 of 43 for 275 yards passing. We rushed the ball for 219 yards. Thought we really did a good job on third down. We were 8 of 17 on third down and 2 for 3 on fourth down, with that being the last one at the end of overtime. But Joe did a great job of going through his reads, getting the ball out of his hands quick, and gave us a chance to be successful. I think our tight ends played one of the best games they played here, Eli Wilson and Miller Gibbs. Some big plays, really did well in the blocking aspect of things. Our running backs hit the hole. On defense, we really improved. I think the biggest thing I caught my eyes will be tackled. They had 6 trips to the red zone before overtime and ended up in 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, a turnover on downs, and a missed field goal. But I thought we tackled well and gave us a chance to be successful at the end of the game to win it. And we didn't, but we've moved on. It's ECU week now.
Coach David Jackson here. You've got 2 games on tape now. I know coaches a lot of times will throw the old cliche out there, you get a lot of improvement week 1 to week 2. After looking back, what jumps out at you in that improvement realm of things that you felt like 2-3 weeks in you might be doing really well, and are you measuring up to where you thought?
I thought we played physical this past Saturday. Somebody didn't think we played physical against Gardner-Webb, but I think it goes back to how we prepared. I think it started last Sunday. In our first practice back from the Gardner-Webb game, we had a great Sunday practice, a very physical Tuesday, Wednesday practice, and I think it showed in the North Carolina game. So I thought we tackled well. You look at things as a head coach of, are we getting 11 hats to the football? Are we trying to strip the ball, doing everything we can to be successful, and we did. We improved that aspect of things, but we have a lot more room for improvement. You look on our defensive side of the ball, there are a lot of new faces over there. And they're really getting settled into Coach Sloan and his staff, what we coach, what the expectations we have. But a lot more room for improvement, but we did a good job of getting to the football this past Saturday.
David Ware, 24/7 Sports. Sean, could you give us kind of a team health update after Saturday?
Yes, Brendan Harrington suffered an ACL injury. He'll be out for the season. Miller Gibbs, a lot better news than what we expected. He has a lower body injury. He was out there yesterday. We expect him to practice hopefully by Wednesday, and it'll be a game time decision Saturday for if he plays or not. But it's a tough loss with Brendan. He's went through a lot of injuries here with his shoulder. Now is a lower body injury, and it just breaks my heart to see him go through that. He's such a great player. He's a better person. And there's a lot of great things ahead for Brennan in life. And he has 1 more year of eligibility if he chooses to come back. But tough loss for our team, tough loss for him, and it's just an unfortunate situation.
So related to that, a couple of questions that affect your lineup. Saturday, Jaden Ramsey was unable to start at right tackle. You moved Jack Murphy across, and Markel Samuel started at left tackle. What does the prognosis look like there for the coming week?
Yeah, Jaden Ramsey suffered an ankle sprain in the last play of Wednesday's practice in the red zone. He really did well in rehab. He warmed up for the game. We couldn't go. Moved Markel Samuel to left tackle, and then Jack Murphy to right tackle. Markel played well. I thought through fall camp, he was really doing some good things, and we told our guys, you have to earn your way on the field. And when he got a chance to play Saturday, I thought he played winning football. He's a guy who has a lot of talent and has a chance to be a great player, but he has to decide that. But Ramsey's back. We're going to watch practice this week and see who practices the best, and those 2 will start. So I hope a better answer for you on Friday.
And then with Brendan's absence, is it just as simple as Caden Sullivan moving up into the starting spot, Broderick Gooch behind him?
Yes. Solly will be the starting anchor, then Gooch behind him, and we're very fortunate to have Fakari Haynes, who's played the anchor position. He's a swing guy from our will linebacker spot to anchor. So again, it's hard to replace Brendan Harrington, but I know Caden Sullivan will be ready for the challenge, and he's practiced well. He's ready for the moment, and really no moment's too big for Caden Sullivan.
What do the early scouting reports tell you about ECU?
Well, you watch the tape, and they're 0-2 right now, but that's not an 0-2 football team. With Coach Houston, you look for where he's been, Lenore Ryan, the Citadel, James Mass, now East Carolina. He's a ball coach, and he'll have his kids ready to play. You look at offense and Garcia. We know a lot about Mason Garcia through the recruiting process. He's has a big-time arm. He's very accurate. He has the ability to run the football. And they have some design runs at the quarterback position for him. I think he's rushed the ball for I can't see here, but he had 128 yards of extra yardage after contact in the Marshall game. But the running backs, Harris, he's a big-time back. He was out last year due to a knee injury. And you look at Shane Calhoun, again, another kid we recruited from Florida, just a great football player. There's a lot of good stuff for their team. And their offensive line, they're hard-nosed up front. And Coach Mogridge does a great job with those guys. They're tough guys. They play the game the right way. And that's the first thing you look at a different team is, how they play up front on both sides of the ball. And both sides of the ball, line of scrimmage, they play very physical. And it's going to be a challenge for us. And on their defensive side, they have great players. I mean, they do. You look at them, they like to mix the front up, they like to bring pressures at times. And we have to do a really good job of up front have a chance to win this season, this Saturday.
Chris Womack, WLOS, third straight non-conference game against a North Carolina team. How important is it for you to keep some in-state competition alive?
I'm for the in-state games. If you look what we've done over time, and I used the North Carolina game for example, that we played them 3 times, and they came down to last-second plays to win the football game. And you look at the crowds we've had; all 3 games have been sold out. And that's been important for us. And you talk about economic impact for the state of North Carolina to keep the money here. And, I hope we continue that. I mean, it's every time we suit up and put the A on, we expect to win the football game. And that's just not in football. That's in every sport. So there's pressure on App State to win football games. And I think it's from our fan base. We took 4,000 people to Chapel Hill. They expect to win. And they pay their hard-earned money to watch these kind of games. And why wouldn't we play these kind of games? I mean, it's great for the sports. It's great for the sport of football. It's great for the state of North Carolina. I mean, we're taking a bus ride 3 hours down the road to play in a great atmosphere. They drove 3 hours up the mountain last year to play in front of 40,000 people. So I don't know why we wouldn't play these games. We have some games in the schedule in the future. We want to play Elon. We have Charlotte coming up here. We want to play NC State. That's on the schedule. I'd like to get Western Carolina on the schedule. Again, these are games that the fans care about. We talk about taking care of the fans, the fan experience. I'm not sure why we would not do this year in and year out.
Has there been any movement with Western Carolina?
Not that I know of. I know we've been in talks, but really we have it scheduled for Charlotte. We have Elon in the schedule here down the road. We have NC State on the schedule. So we hope to get that game going and get to play here home and home.
Nate's been a part of some really talented and crowded running back rooms during his time here. Now that he's had, to these first 2 games, kind of a bell cow role where he's the main guy, what kind of growth have you seen during his time in Boone, and what steps did he take this year in particular?
Well, Nate's done a great job in the offseason with Coach Greenhall in the weight room. He's gained, I think, roughly 15 pounds of straight muscle. There's not much fat on Nate if you look at him, his statue, but he's just taken on more of a leadership role, the way he practices, the way he competes. I mean, I think he had 20-some carries this past Saturday night, and he just kept on going. And you watch him, he does a great job in pass protection, he does a great job in finishing runs. He's averaging almost 5 yards per carry, so I think we have a great running back in Nate.
Coach, kind of a follow-up to that. Over the years, it seems like your best running back rooms have been about 3 deep, and obviously with Anderson out, that takes somebody out of the mix. What are you seeing in terms of development to potentially get that third back in there so the quarterback's not as relied upon in that aspect, and you can take some heat off those guys as the year goes along? Yeah,
we have to play more running backs. I'm a firm believer you have to run the football to win championships, and Haywood and Nate's carried most of the load up to this point, but we had a staff meeting last night and this morning that we need to get Kanye Fournier in there, Amani Marshall, more reps. The unfortunate part is only one football. And with Joey, be able to run the football when he has to, and we have 6 receivers. I think are the most underrated receivers in our Sun Belt Conference. But we have to get those guys in there, and that'll be intentional this week to get those guys in the game early and to go. But we're going to play the hot hand at running back, and with Nate averaging 5 yards a carry, it's hard to take him out of the football game.
Coach, after an emotional game Saturday where guys have laid it on the line, how do you kind of approach how you address that group in the aftermath of something like that?
Well, it's anytime you lose, it's hard, and especially here at App State. You expect to win every single football game you have, and I think we have a very connected football team this year. I think it's about the team, and if you're a connected football team, you're a dangerous football team. And these guys were ready. They were wanting to watch the tape, put it to bed. But we've moved on to East Carolina. It's a 24-hour rule around here, and I know our guys are excited to play. I know the App Nation will show up at the Rock on Saturday, and it's going to be an electric atmosphere. We have some big-time recruits coming on campus, and there's no better atmosphere in college football than Boone, North Carolina, Saturday at 3:30.
Yeah, I think maybe since the COVID restrictions lifted, it's been 28,000 plus every game here. I think there's a streak of 30,000 in a row. What do you think has kind of triggered just the scene that we've seen of just so much interest in?
Well, I think it starts at the top with Chancellor Everett and Doug Gillen to give us the right facilities we need to have to be successful. I think it goes to our fan base. I mean, our fan base is second to none. You look, we travel well. This place has been sold out for multiple games. Set an all-time attendance record last year. We hope to break that this year. But that's the great part of App State football. People care. And when people care, they show up, and we put a great product on the field. And anytime you come here to play for championships. And we're not going to back down from that statement. But the most important game on the schedule is East Carolina this Saturday.
Any more questions? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.